Welcome, welcome, welcome. We conquer fists way up here, and that's because we use this as a shield. When we raise it up, it becomes a strike. If we have to, we take damage on this part of the arm, not this part of the arm. So you can have it pushed out here and break somebody's foot, Conor McGregor. You can quickly hit and maybe strike a nerve as something comes in. You can actually do this to yourself, and we recommend it. So elbow along this radial nerve, and that's the basics of Okinawa Te. You want to be able to either strike with your hand, with your forearm, or with your elbow. So as something comes into you, you use these two things in about 400 different ways, probably more than that, to strike hard. You can also position your fist in certain places along the way, and here's one of them. This is a Filipino method more than a Japanese method. So constantly holding still, trickery in combat, and lots of magic. So the person is standing still, the other person comes up, does something, and boom, they fall down. And that's the demonstration. And then somebody actually tries to do something, and you do the same thing to them, and they fall down. So the crowd is wowed by this magical ability because they take people off the street. Hey, you try it, because they think it's a joke. Now that's the core of true magic, is everybody would think that you have to be joking. Cap is another term I get a lot of times from these young people. It's a conspiracy theory or something like that. And that's what a true magician really strives for, is for everyone to be not believing. Notice I have not moved my feet this whole time, because the true art of Okinawa Te, Tong Zao, the ancient Shaolin, is standing still. Absolutely standing still. And so I'm going to upload this whole video of me standing still. Notice I've been standing still, but my hands have been moving. And so the true art is maybe, you're practicing a defense or a technique, and then you get to that point where you're in that awkward position and you hold still. And you hold still because your teacher says, well, you want to hold that because I'm going to come up and hit you and test it out. But here you end up holding still. Now what's really happening is you're doing something with your shoulders. You're holding. Now this is my elbow strike right here. I'm not just holding it, I'm waiting to hit something. Boom, boom. Not just hide. No. It's a trickery art. So if you want to learn any of this magic trickery, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, wherever. I post infrequently because I only post when I'm inspired to post, which I try to inspire myself. But it's hard to find inspiration when you teach a fantastical art that nobody seems to care about. So if you want to follow me and you want to let me know you're practicing, I want you to do this. Stand still for 5 minutes, which is what we just did. And if you want to try this basic first posture. You shape a diamond. See if you can see the diamond in there. By putting these knuckles together and these knuckles together, and then making the fist. Putting it 6 to 10 inches, 6 to 10 inches between the dantian by your groin. Now this is the symbol of Okinawa Te. If you haven't seen this, you want to bring your knees together. You have to have your feet parallel in order to do that. So don't stand like this. Make sure your toes are parallel. Bring your knees together and strike the front kick. This is one of the first elementary things you learn in Okinawa Te. And it is also one of the secrets. So a lot of the secrets go back over the basics and go, did you really learn the basics? Show me by standing horse. Now, standing horse is the short stance. It's not a wide stance. It's a very shoulder width. And this is the actual fighting posture of the secret art. And you would proceed to stand. While the class was beginning, everyone would line up, stand like this. And you'd have to learn stillness. Most kids would move around, scratch, wiggle, wiggle. Now, if you followed along with that, you stood for that long, I congratulate you, because that's the secret of the martial art. Now, what you learn by standing still is a very unique thing. Now, secrets aren't usually revealed to those who don't practice. But I'm going to tell you what happens if you practice. Your wiggle gets smaller and smaller until it begins to disappear. But there's still points that are constantly moving. It's very hard to stand still. Now imagine in the middle of a jiu-jitsu match, you grab onto somebody and now you're going to try to throw them. Well, if you use Tai Chi, you can sense what they're doing and be relaxed. And so you don't shift your weight like normal people do in fear and anxiety. They shift their stance. But a true warrior stands firm. Every soldier practices standing still, controlling their outbursts. Somebody chops off your finger and you scream, they shoot you. You chop off their finger and you don't scream, you get to live. This is war. must be in control of your body. You cannot control your mind if you do not control your body first. Because the mind is the body. The body is the mind. You cannot transcend the mind with the mind. You must use something else. And the only other thing that's connected to your brain is your body. These are just some exercises, or we don't use the word exercise because we're not trying to get rid of something. We're trying to build it up. So lift your hands, surrender, squeeze. I give up, or do I? So here's the surrender posture, the basic Okinawa Te posture. Right before you do something. Lift your hands. Hold them for long periods of time. Make them completely still. Is that even possible? And what it does is it loosens up, straightens out the spine, and you learn more secrets later. Gotta go.